Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you 6 exercises for sculpted, long, lean ballerina legs. There's 6 exercises and as always we repeat them as 4 sets. I'll do it once with you and then once we're done go back to the beginning of the video and watch it 3 more times. Let's get going. This first exercise is our warm-up, our grand pliés. So it's a wide stance. You want weight both on the heel of the foot and the toes. I like to think about drilling that big toe down into the ground as I do this to help my turnout. Knees are over toes as you go down and straightening the legs too. Make sure that you're using the arms in a nice wide circular motion with the elbows high in that second position. The chest is pressing out. Neck is nice and long, core is engaged and squeezing the glutes under, pelvis tucking ever so slightly as you straighten the legs. Keep it going like this, making sure that you're keeping that posture nice and straight. So as you go back, keeping the core even tighter, making sure that that neck is nice and long. Keep that fixed point that you're staring at. That really helps me to make sure that posture is in the right place. You're nearly there, just a few more. Just go nice and slowly and squeeze at the top. 1 more to go. And you're done. 15-second rest and we'll move on to the next leg exercise. This next exercise is a split squat. I'm using a stool and you just want to be a little bit far away so you can go into a nice deep lunge without hitting your knee. I'm using dumbbells, I'm using about 3 kilos, but it's really just to give yourself a nice grounding and keep your shoulders retracted and back, pressing the chest forward as you go. You want to hold it there at the bottom position for a second before coming up and squeezing the glute. It should be back on the heel ever so slightly, so the pressure of the supporting leg is further back on the heel than in the pliés before. Keeping that gaze nice and straight, so you're keeping the same posture and form. Keep it going, using the breath. On the exhale, I always connect with the lower abs and the core. So really thinking about that as you come up. You're catching your breath, you're exhaling, you're tightening the core. You're nearly there, keep it going. Slow movement and controlled is the best way to approach this exercise. You're nearly done. Okay, let's take a 15-second rest and we'll move on to pulses. We're in that same position, just bringing the dumbbells to our chest, still retracting the shoulders and keeping it nice and steady. We're using little pulses. We're doing about 8 and then we're straightening again, counting it and then straighten. As you straighten the leg, you just want to make sure that you're really tucking that pelvis under. You're catching your breath and you're going back, making sure the knee is over toe. We come out of the position just to make sure that we're really controlling the pulse and it doesn't become too heavy that you lose correct form. Coming up, going back down. Using that breath, keeping that fixed gaze. Squeezing both glutes, making sure the weight is back on your heel. Small pulses, not too bouncy, nice and controlled. Keep the shoulders retracted, the chest pressing out, making sure that as you come up, you don't go back into hyperextension, keeping that spine nice and straight. You're done. 15-second rest. Drop those dumbbells and we'll move on. The next exercise is a fungi to the second. We're bringing the arms in front of the chest, in front of the sternum, pulling the arms apart, elbows nice and high. We're coming to the front of the ankle and the back of the ankle, extending at the side as shown. I'm really making sure here that I'm not tilting my hips too much. You want to try and isolate it as much as you can. They'll move a little bit, but you really want to feel that you're leading with the foot instead of leading with the hips for this one. Keep the gaze nice and steady. Keep that core nice and tight. Squeeze the glute on the supporting leg. You can really feel the anchor of the big toe on that supporting leg too. You really want to make sure it's anchored in and the knee is going over toes as much as possible. So don't turn out the foot too much that you can't control it. Keep it going here. As it gets harder, just think more and more about lifting your hips up as you straighten your knee. You're nearly done, just 1 more to go. and you're done. Nice work. Shake it out, let's move on. We're lifting the leg devant with the arms coming from a second position with high elbows to a fifth position. Keeping that core nice and tight, tucking the pelvis under, but making sure that the knee doesn't rock over too much. It's really, really easy in this position for the supporting leg's knee to kind of delve in towards the leg working, but you need to keep it over the toe, so really think about that. Make sure that you feel that your spine is nice and long. As soon as you start feeling like it's cramping and pushing back, that's going to affect where your knee is too. Really feel that as you pick up the foot, you're picking it up because the leg lengthens. It's almost lengthening towards the wall opposite you or wherever you're looking to. It's really pulling, and that's what creates the length. That's what lifts up the leg. As those arms come up to the fifth position above your head, make sure they're not behind your head so you can see them in your vision. Make sure that you're looking straight ahead. Do not kind of twirl with the spine. Just edit that bit out of the twirl with the spine. You're nearly done now, but really keep that consistency with the arms. They come together as that foot lifts, so it's all together, it's coordination. You're nearly done now. Nice work. Take a 15-second break and we'll move on to the final exercise. For this final exercise, we're bringing the knee to the chest and then tapping the alternate toe with the opposite hand, bringing it back up and then going back down. This is really hard for stability, for coordination and balance. So your balance is really tested here. It's great, as you can see, your knee starts to shake. So my quad and my knee is really fighting because it wants to fall towards the other leg. You really need to make sure it's over your toe so that it's nice and healthy and you don't hurt yourself here, but also so that you can create further control and better balance. As you bring that knee to your chest, really engage the core and use a flat spine to try and touch the toe. Don't worry if you can't touch your toe, it's not necessary, but you just want to reach down with a nice long arm, keeping that core tight in your box, so your hips and your shoulders nice and square as much as possible. You're nearly done. Keep using that breath before we finish. Well done if you've completed all 4 sets. If you haven't, go back to the beginning of the video and watch it 3 more times. I hope your legs are burning. They'll be aching tomorrow for sure. So get some water, have a nice bath, and I will hopefully see you in a video very soon. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think of this video and what you'd like to see next. Thanks guys.